Welcome to Greater Than Annual General Meeting. We have to this year take decision to not have a physical general meeting, but we have also planned to do this movie to give you some input of what happened last year and give you also insights what will happen this year. With me today is our co-founder Anders Lindelöf.
Hello.
I have the founder Sten Forsecke.
Hi.
And I have Johanna that is leading our sales and marketing team.
Hi.
And I'm Lisbeth Johansson. I'm the CEO of the company. So let's start with the beginning of 2020 then. COVID-19 hit the market and the world quite hard.
Yes, I remember we were in Japan meeting with Toyota in Nagoya. We almost got trapped in Japan due to the COVID. It happened very fast. From a business perspective, COVID-19 has short term had an impact on product launches. So in that respect, it hurt our top line revenue for last year, of course. But on a broader basis, broader perspective, COVID-19 has been positive to us in terms of that the market has changed dramatically. Insurance carriers may not be that up for change, but the market is fast changing right now. People are demanding better insurance solutions to pay for usage rather than just a fixed annual fee, and same for fleets. And we can see these shifts big time right now. The market is going to change and is changing rapidly. Consumer and business driven. And that's what I like.
Yeah. So Johanna, you are very, very close to the market. Can you dig a bit deeper down to the market, what's happening right now and what you see in future?
I think what Sten is saying is correctly what we're all seeing. So business-wise, business models are changing. The way we're using cars is changing. New mobility, gig economy, sharing economy, subscription, ride hailing, which we need solutions for. And then we also have the insurance part of it. So people are actually questioning what they're paying for when they're not using the car. So the demand for usage-based insurance solutions is massively increasing.
Yeah, and we see this with car sharing. We have announced quite a few press releases that we work with car sharing. If you see what's happening in this area.
So what's happening with car sharing is it's a great business model. So everyone is sharing a car for the same sort of price. But with that, we have one car and we have a lot of different people and driving styles. So what we see is that about 20% of the customer base represents about 80% of the claims cost, which we need to somehow control. I mean, car subscription companies need to understand their customer base so they can reward their best customers and make sure they keep them, and also take actions against those customers that are just not making their business model square. And that's exactly where we come in, and we give them this insight, not only on a car basis, but on a driver individual customer basis.
Yeah, and our risk insights is absolutely vital to make new mobility prosper. Otherwise, it won't fly financially. It will fly from a demand point of view, but financially it won't fly, because if you pay for a subscription of a car or sharing a car, you can't pay that much more than if you own the car. So let's say it costs you $500 to own a car. You can't pay $5,000 to share a car. And to make those two ownership models, sharing or owning, compare, the sharing company needs better risk control. Yeah. Otherwise it won't fly. So we are in a great position there.
Yes.
Yeah, and what I think is interesting, we have last year really worked hard to make it more easier to accelerate and gain more people on to our platform, gain more customer. And last year we released app-to-car solution, we released the SDK solution, and we also have a cloud-to-cloud solution that is even more stronger, and the loyalty program. And Anders, if you help us to understand a bit more about the app-to-car solution, can you give some insights? Why is that so important?
Well, it's very important because the app-to-car solution makes it possible to get rid of unnecessary hardware, which is of course a breaker when it comes to rolling it out all over the world. And when it comes to how we can do it, I mean, first of all, the AI has been trained for so many years. I'll get into the AI later on, and we have used current knowledge in order to train the app-to-car knowledge so that it becomes one-to-one between the two. And what we have seen during the year is that the quality of the app-to-car is 100%, and we cannot see any limits in rolling that out all over the world. So, and not just that, the app-to-car also opened another door that was tremendously important, and that is the SDK solution. Because when an SDK is, for those who do not know, it's a module that you put in any app that exists on App Store or Google Play. And that makes it possible for us to get data from kind of any client like Uber or any taxi company and so on that has it, or even like a sleep app that we've been speaking about earlier. So App2Car is taking care of data that do not have OBD connection to the car. So again, the SDK makes it possible for that to be read, and then going over to cloud, then the cloud to cloud. Normally we do not get information about OBD data from cloud to cloud, but we get information that is kind of similar to the one that we get from phones coming from the users. So it means that we can now handle most of the data sources that we can see out there. And since we have also got the possibility to train the AI based on that kind of information, then we also can get kind of the same quality out of the cloud-to-cloud data as well. And that opens a tremendously huge door for us to onboard all fleets all over the world almost.
Yeah, it's a super interesting solutions that I have there.
In addition to what you're saying, Anders, I also think that more and more cars get connected as we speak.
Yeah.
And I think as of last year, 2020, I estimated around 50 million cars already connected out there with data quality that suits our purposes.
For sure.
And this number is increasing, I mean, probably 51 today, million. So, and that will explode in the near future.
Yeah, and I mean, it's the hard work you also do with our AI and train our AI to adapt to new technology and new solutions and new data input. Can you give some more insights about the development of AI in the last year?
Yeah, kind of a lot. We have on the research table kind of a big thing that we're working on. It doesn't impact the current technology that we have, but it will open door for even more data sources and even more analysis of those data sources. We will get into that when we are closer to release of that kind of functionality. But one big thing we have seen in the research and is that electrical car, for example, if you look into the market, I mean, people are interested in driving very far with a battery and they do not want to charge as often. And we see that the impact of our AI, following the advice of the AI, is that you get out like 20 to 25% more distance out of the electrical car. And that is of course important also for fossil cars, but it's so much easier to refuel a fossil car. So going back to the electrical cars, I see a huge potential for all electrical car owners out there to go ahead and drive in FIA-SCC, or if they're connected to any of our other clients, they will earn a lot of distance out of doing what we are saying that they should do.
Yeah, sorry.
No, I just have to add in because I'm so excited that we have signed UK's largest electric vehicle car subscription fleet.
Yeah,
which is one of the points.
And they're expanding rapidly.
And they are expanding rapidly, so.
And we can help them to cover even 20% longer distance with the battery.
Right, we get more mileage out of the batteries with the help of our AI. But on top of that, as an e-car provider, if there is Volkswagen or Tesla or Toyota, they have a problem with the consumers because they're facing one consumer, he gets 300 kilometers out of his battery. The next consumer only gets 1,800 kilometers out of the battery. And they can't explain why. Our AI can explain why. Why do you get less mileage out of the battery than you, for instance? Mm. And that's a huge help for them to make this market for them accelerate.
Yeah, and when you mentioned also FIA-SCC, I mean, we have a very interesting collaboration with FIA. Johanna, can you give some more insights about FIA-SCC and what they see about future? I mean, bit connected with this sustainability and so on.
Yes. No, I have to start by saying, I mean, FIA STC is such a great opportunity. It's like, I like to view it like a lifestyle app. It's a global community where motorists around the world can join in and monitor their driving, understand their impact on road safety, on CO2 emissions, while at the same time competing and becoming the smartest driver. It's a fun app. It puts you in control of your driving, and you're also in for the greater good. And I mean, FIA, the world's largest motor organization, is a great supporter of this. I mean, they are our partner, and they have now a target that we should have 5 million users on this platform, which it's huge, but I also have to say it's just the beginning. And with this, we're going to have an enormous impact. I mean, last year we saw in season 2020 that drivers on average had about 12% lower CO2 emissions than the average driver, and I think about 20% lower risk. Which means that for every driver out on the road, we're doing something good. We're leading to a better road safety environment and better climate impact. So yeah, I'm very, very proud of that product.
Yeah.
And if insurance became more digital and more user-based, the insurance industry would actually contribute to fight the climate, not the contrary as it is today. If you paid insurance as you use it, you would drive more carefully. That would cost less dead lives or lives on the road. It would cost less CO2 pollution. So rather than being counterproductive to fighting the climate and road safety, they could become part of it, and we will make them become part of it.
Yeah.
But when you mention insurance, I think they have also released a really nice product this year to help insurance carriers to accelerate their possibility to be digital with the loyalty program.
Yes.
Can you give some input to our shareholders about the loyalty program?
Of course. No, a loyalty program is just like we're all used to. We have it today in our supermarkets, when we go flying for frequent flyer airline miles, but we don't have it today within motor insurance. So all of a sudden we are actually enabling motor insurance to launch a loyalty program where they're offering their customers to download an app and get rewarded for smart and safe driving, and also for other KPIs they might have. And at the same time also get this valuable data so they can have more proactive decisions. So with what I mean with proactive decisions, I mean that you're able to identify those really good customers you want to keep on board so you can work on maintaining them in your base. And of course, this is also for CSR purposes. I mean, with a loyalty program, we're making it fun to drive. The better you drive, the more points you collect. With more points, you get a higher loyalty status. And we know this is the type of incentives that makes people focus more when they're driving. Yeah. And focused driving is safer driving.
Yeah, so Sten, to summarize. So what do you see in future? What is the target for 2021?
Our target is continue scaling. Of course, we are on a good track where we have a good momentum in the business right now, and the market helps us big time. So I foresee this year to be a real breakthrough in terms of number of customers, but also number of end users and the number of acceptance. And we can see today insurance carriers are having a digital strategy. MSIG is one, for example. Zurich is another one that are improving their digital strategy, and it plays in our hands, and we're helping them with that. So I see this is a big year for us.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So summarize. When I look to summarize 2020, we have had the chance to work with world-leading companies in insurance, automotive, and mobility. We have released a lot of products that are helping us to accelerate the business to get more customers. And when to 2021, we see this will even accelerate even more in a fast pace. So thank you, and looking forward hopefully to see you next year.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.